Hey, Space Muffins! It's Species Sims, and we are here finally with the first installment of The Sims for Every Which Way. And so, for those of you who don't know, Every Which Way is actually a crossover between my Pendragon legacy and my kitchen sink family. I really love both of these families, and I didn't want to lose them, but the Building New Crest challenge wasn't working out for me. I wasn't really enjoying it that much. I wasn't doing a lot of building because sometimes I'm not really in the mode to build. And it just focusing on I have to get all the aspirations and I have to get them in the top of their career and I have to do this or that. That just is not my style of gameplay. Like I like kind of I don't mind trying to like work on aspirations or something like that, but I don't like just focusing on the careers, especially because for me, I can't play on normal lifespan. It kills me because it just takes too damn long and it's kind of boring. Like I like to kind of move things along. And the careers are boring and it's so hard to get promotions for my Sims and it frustrates me and it stresses me out and, you know, whatever. I go to work every day and I'm stressed out. I don't. What is he doing? What in the world are you doing, Jackson? You're chatting. Okay. What are you doing? You're just hanging out. Anyway, so and my kitchen sink family, it was just getting monotonous where we were just sitting there watching them and I was like, okay, they're just blah, 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 we're not doing anything and there was no kind of story and I decided to take it offline and I did a couple generations where I would and then randomly pop in and do um you know like current households like this is how the family's getting on and so I did that because I finished I kind of pulled it offline at the J generation so for K, L, and M, actually K and L, you know, and the beginning of M, I kind of did it offline and I just did current households. But I really like the family and I really wanted to do something with them still. But you know, I needed something different. I needed to kind of fix it up a little bit. And then it was like, well, building New Crest, I really love my Pendragon family, and they've been with me since The Sims 3. I've always tried to make this family and do a legacy with them, and I always got bored, and I always like stopped doing it. And oh my god, we don't have the trash can in this one. I forgot to put a trash can in this house. So yeah, let's just pop one in here. Um, let's just buy one quickly, and then we'll go through the house, and I'll show you everything. So this might be a longer part, depending on, you know, how much I talk to try to explain things. But yeah, so I'm just gonna kind of put this. It's gonna be like in the middle of the cabinet, but whatever. Like no one's actually gonna ever try to use it, I don't think. Actually, you know what? I just don't want to block anything, but I also just don't want it to be like in the middle of the house. So let's just kind of put it here. If nobody uses it, nobody uses it. It's fine. Anyway, so what I did when I was getting tired of building New Crest, but I love the Pendragon family. In The Sims 3, my Pendragon family was... I started with it was my alphabet legacy, and I just never got past the letter D. And this game, when I started it, on my own, my kitchen sink was a runaway teen. I'm jumping back and forth in there between Pendragon and everything. Pendragon was obviously just the Building New Crest legacy. And I was kind of using the naming conventions of like, you know, philosophers, mathematicians, things like that, old-fashioned names, and Arthurian legend names. There wasn't any alphabetical stuff going on. The kitchen sink family legacy became an alphabet legacy, and it started off as a runaway teen. And then I just kind of was like, I don't want to keep having them run away every single time because I just having to start from scratch all the time just kind of sucks and gets boring after a while too. So, dude, that was awesome. So when I was getting, I decided to combine them. So we're not building New Crest, obviously. We're actually in New Crest, but I filled the world. So we've got houses, we've got a restaurant, we've got a spa in here, all sorts of random stuff, you know. And I brought in, this is a whole new game file. So everybody, I just brought in the main households from the kitchen sink and from the Pendragon files. Everybody else obviously is gone. I still have those game files, those game saves. So technically these guys exist. It's almost like alternate universe, I guess. So all of, for example, Romeo's family is gone except for Guinevere and Sergio, because Sergio is still alive, I believe. Yes. So, yeah. So, obviously, like, we don't have Ulysses and Hannah. We don't have any of his siblings. But I brought in Sergio and Guinevere because they were living in the house with Romeo and Valentina and our little Merlin here. So, um, Guinevere and Sergio actually live in Oasis Springs. There is a apartment complex that I moved them into with the um, other Sims from the kitchen sink family house. So they all live together so they can all go visit their grandparents and parents, like, when they all live in the same house. So it's just one house to visit. But anyway, so combining them was just kind of something I needed to do to kind of refresh it and be able to keep both of these families and kind of merge them together. So Every Which Way is basically a I don't want to say it's a combo challenge because I don't really have anything specifically picked out, but I'm going to be picking little things. I might be using things from the alternate realities challenge, like goals and stuff that I won't be using in my alternate realities challenge. Like, oh, I like this one, but I wasn't planning on using, say, that generation. I might throw it in here. I had thought about trying to run a restaurant, but the way restaurants have been glitchy for me in some of my other games, I might not, because to hell with that. But I don't know. We might try it. I don't know if they're going to be glitchy in this game file or if it was really just one of my other ones. I don't know. We'll figure it out. And I was originally thinking of using the Harry Potter Legacy Challenge. I really liked some of the generations in that. They kind of sparked my mind about like how to write and do a little bit of a story with them, give the characters a little bit more life than just staring at them do stuff. Even though, when I do a story, like I have little plot lines and stuff, but I'm not where every single thing has to tell a story. It's like, this is kind of what's happening, and I think this is what they're thinking, and this is kind of the way it's going. And, we're still watching them do whatever. I'm like half story tell, And that's kind of what I wanted to do more with this one, because I've done that with some of my other ones. There's at least a point, there's a purpose, there's something with them. Even if it kind of falters out sometimes, it just, at least I have a bond with those Sims. And while I bonded with these guys, there's just with the game itself, there wasn't a lot of bonding going on. I almost said bondage, but that just sounded really inappropriate. Oh. So, where are you? What are you doing? You're dancing out. Okay. You go with your bad self, Merlin. Whatever. So can you oh, you can't feed the birds. That's so dumb. Jackson, can you come out here and add some seed? I want to see if somebody gets attacked by the bird. I have not played with the bird feeders yet, even though... Oh, I love that. You can't hear them, but I can hear my birds. Can't hear the wind chimes. Put some wind chimes up, but... Please get attacked by birds. Nope. Oh, I'm so excited by the birds! Oh my god! Birds! Oh, there's my spirit bird right there. Cardinals. That's my thing. I love it! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Watch birds. I love it. I freaking love it. This is like, this is the greatest thing ever. Like, I figured out I'm an old person because I actually sit there and like, I used to love having a bird feeder. We can't have them in my apartment complex anymore, but I used to just love sitting there watching the birds. Like, oh my god, I'm watching the birdies. Anyway. So yeah, I originally wanted to do like the Harry Potter kind of challenge, but then I was reading through it. I'm like, I would love to just do that one on its own. So I haven't quite figured out if I would do that one on its own. Because my Time Lord challenge is coming to an end in a couple of weeks, and I was originally going to do another Time Lord challenge. I was going to do a Time Lady. I'm debating it now just because I don't want to do the same thing, but at the same time, I'm thinking it's possible I could, because I'm kind of thinking of ways that I could do it and not have to do it 2 days a week. But if I only did it 1 day a week, the way I'm doing it now, it's 12 episodes for 12 generations. That's 3 months for each regeneration. That's like 15 years. It's not really 15 years, but it might as well be. And I can't imagine, I know that some of these are going to be going for years because I'm doing long challenges. But in a way, it's like, oh my God, just the prospect of starting another Time Lord challenge. That one has been going for over a year. That is what I started my challenge with. But I cannot imagine going, it would be like 3 years. I no? What? Thinking about it like something taking a year is like crazy, but 3 years? Holy hell. So I was I'm thinking about ways to, hey, Alexander Goff, what are you doing? Uh, so I'm kind of trying to think about ways that I could possibly, um, oh, I love it. Oh, love it. Sit down here. It's so cute. To kind of do that one, um, sort of like a Time Lord thing, but kind of maybe combined with that challenge where you take over other people's identities, like kind of doing a weird crossbreed thing there. Uh, just because I have kind of a good spin-off-y kind of thing when the 12th librarian ends. But I would only do that 1 day a week, which does free up another day, either Tuesday or Thursday, to do the Harry Potter kind of challenge. And with that, there are 14 different generations that you can do. So that would be kind of good. And you know me, I do everything on short lifespan anyway. So, like, more power to you. It's like everything is different. But so I'm kind of trying to figure that out right now. So I'm not 100% sure if I am going to do the Harry Potter challenge, mixing some of the generations in on this one, just because I really do like it. And I've got some story ideas in my mind, like when I read some of like the generations and the way they relate to the one before it just prompts me to think of like, oh my God, I could totally see how this would play out. And then I'm like, do I want to do that in this one or not? You know what I mean? Like I haven't quite figured it out. So I don't really have any specific goals except for, in this one, we're obviously going to work on, this is obviously there is going to be an alphabet legacy because we're going to keep that. And we're going to keep the Pendragon last name. So in the kitchen sink legacy, everybody was alphabetical. But what I did was, let's say we started with a female sim. Okay. Ori Devlin was our first, was our original sim. And if you want to know more about her and the rest of the challenge, you can watch the very first episode of the kitchen sink playlist is like a backstory on everybody. But she married Alexander Goff. So all of her children they took the last name Goff. And that's basically what we did. So if we had a son, say, who married a town girl, all their kids would have whatever her last name was. So in this case, like, for example, Lexi Underwood is our L generation heir for the kitchen sink family legacy. And she married Jackson Wolf. So this is Jackson over here. And he was somebody that I downloaded off the gallery. And they had Martin. Now, Martin has the last name of Wolf because it's his father's name. If the roles had been reversed, like normally, then whoever Martin would marry, if he married Susie Jones, their kids would start with N names and then Jones, like Nadia Jones or whatever, So that's how it always worked. But now incorporating the Pendragon family, it's going to say the last name Pendragon because I still want it to be Pendragon, but we're going to keep the alphabetical. So with that, I think some of my names I'm probably going to try to use my Arthurian legend kind of names that I had for the Pendragon legacy, if I have any. So like if I have any N's and O, we're going to kind of use those. Otherwise, we'll just, whatever, try to fill in as best we can. So kind of combine those. But yeah, so those are so that is Lexi and Jackson from our kitchen sink family legacy. Now, Lexi, we're not on her. Okay, but here. But so Lexi, his mother is Karma. Unfortunately, her father, who I cannot, he was, his name was Edmund. Edmund Underwood, obviously. He passed away in one of the last episodes that we did of the Kitchen Sink family. So he's gone. But what we do have, and unfortunately you can't see him in the genealogy because obviously they lost their relationship probably, but Gilbert is a ghost and he was living with the family and he is actually obviously the G generation heir for the Kitchen Sink legacy. So I kept him around. Unfortunately, his grandmother Ethel was one of my favorite Sims, and I didn't get to save her and add her to the family before the game culled her, and I was just so depressed about that. But we decided to keep Gilbert. So Gilbert is a ghost, and he is basically living with Karma and with Guinevere and Sergio. Yes, Sergio. He lives with them. He has his own little apartment and he kind of takes care of them. So it's kind of like the nursing home where the old folks go. So he's over there taking care of them. And I think once the three of them pass away, I might move Gilbert back into the family or whatnot. I'm not really sure. But yeah, so, and actually I don't think, no, that's not what I want to do. I don't think he knows Gilbert. He really, he doesn't know them. Which is weird because they technically, I split them up though, so even she doesn't know her own, oh, she knows Karma, but she doesn't know Gilbert, but, you know, whatever. I mean, you're technically related to him, but. And then for the Pendragons, obviously we have Romeo. He was the 4th generation, so there's not too much that he's missing. And he married Valentina, who's over here, who is a Sim by Sims by Fairy. So she made a house full of like pretty teen girls, and Valentina was one of them that Romeo bonded with quite well. And they had little Merlin. So Merlin and Martin are our two, like, they each only had one kid, and I was like, whatever they have, they have. So if they had 2 girls, we have a lesbian couple. If they have 2 boys, we have a gay couple. If they have a boy and a girl, we have a straight couple, whatever. So we have our lovely little gay couple here. And they are basically childhood sweethearts because they are going to become best friends. And, you know, it's just, they're going to have this bond, and they're just going to fall in love, and that's the way it's going to work. Because basically, both of these families have packed up and moved for whatever reasons. You know, the Pendragons were in Newcrest. They were trying to build it, rebuild it, but this is Newcrest. We'll just pretend like whatever town they were living in. You know, they wanted to move away because they were trying to do this, but it wasn't really working out. You know, so they packed up their stuff and they took their family and they moved. So, you know, they're kind of starting over. So they moved into like a little townhouse, sharing with their neighbors. And so of course they have like the common areas. And you know, so they're just gonna get to know these people that they live with or live next door to and have to share this common area with. And it's kind of perfect because of course, you know, they move in and there's a little boy that lives next door, so it's perfect. Like Merlin has like a next door neighbor, like a friend kid. So that's kind of like when we opened up, they were standing outside talking, getting to know each other. And so these families are going to become fast friends, you know, because they live next door to each other. They share this common patio area. They share a pool, and the slip and slide. And like this is one, like obviously the back. So this is like a private, not much of a backyard. And then this is their private. But then all of this is like open area. So, and then, you know, the same thing for the kitchen sink house, Underwood, the Underwood Wolves. The Underwolves. We're going to call them Underwolves because it's Underwood and Wolf. So the Underwolves. You know, I've just been watching House of Cards too, and I just think it's really funny because it didn't even dawn on me until I was recording this, and I kept saying Underwood, and I was like, that's hilarious. Like, I know it's taken me a long time to catch up on House of Cards, but like, I just was never in the mood. Like, you have to be in the mood, and then lately I've been like, I need to watch something with Kevin Spacey in it, and I'm like, why haven't I watched this sooner? Because, and I swear to God, I watch and everything he does in this, I'm like, it's fine, Kevin Spacey. I am totally behind you. You had to do that? Nope. I don't think you're a dick at all. I don't. Nope. You totally go do that. You go, Glenn Coco. You do this. Like, I totally side with him. It doesn't matter what he's doing. I'm like, nope, it's Kevin Spacey. I'm okay with that. Like, I get it. He's playing Frank Underwood. He's playing a character. But to me, it's like, no, it's Kevin Spacey. Like, I love how he turns and he like talks to you, like he's having a private moment with you. And there's like one where he's like, "Did you think I forgot about you?" And I was like, "Yes, just a little bit. You haven't talked to me in a while, and I felt very sad. Like I didn't realize how much was missing from my life." I love Kevin Spacey. In case you didn't know, obviously. I mean, it should be obvious. Hi, who's this dude? Who's this? Who's this? Who's this? Oh my God! I didn't even realize that. You know what's creepy about this? That's Sergio Romeo, and um, Romeo's father is Sergio Romeo. I totally. I didn't even think about that. Oh my God! This is Sergio Romeo. He's the old, and that's his younger self over here. Sergio can literally meet himself. Oh my God, that's so freaky. I wasn't even thinking about that because nobody else everybody else was like born in game or I created or something. But, um, well, they were mostly born in game. So they're my Sims that were born in game from other Sims, but like, oh my God, this is freaky as all get out. Hey, Sergio, I know what you look like as an old man. Oh my God. Sergio has a doppelganger who happens to have his name. That's creepy as all get out. But anyway, so I was gonna lock the doors so like only one household can get into each house, but I want the kids to be able to go back and forth. So this is where are you going? Oh, okay. This should actually technically be. Yeah. Okay. This is the Pendragon side of the house. I was originally going to put them because now it's going to be the Pendragon Legacy and we're playing and it's the Pendragon household. I was going to put them on the bigger side, but then I realized technically between the two families, the Underwolves had the most money because they had like 900,000 simoleons. And they only had about 70 when I started or whatnot. Just because I just wanted to give them enough money to pay bills, we'll get some of the adults jobs and stuff, and I just didn't want them to start over completely broke. But you know, so this is the Pendragon side of the house. So you come in this little entryway. I'll put up the walls so it's easier to see. Now I placed this down. This was obviously a build someone else completely did. I built the backyard area over here and I decorated it. I basically put it down unfurnished. And I built this was already like a fenced in area, but I think the fence came here. And then so all of this stuff that's in here except for the birdhouse obviously and the wind chimes, but like these plants and this, it was all here, but it was kind of pushed back a little further because the fence only came out so far. So I just extended it and moved everything around. I fenced in the rest. I did all this area and I put this back deck on here because this originally did not have a deck. So I wanted to give them both their own private backyards, but I didn't want this one to be like way out here and then this back here and then there was a weird shape, so they don't have much of a yard. Um, and then like I said, I did all the side stuff because this technically was not meant to be in a lot this size, but I kind of wanted it here. So yeah. But anyway, so you come into the Pendragon side and they have their little entryway. I did re-wallpaper some of the rooms and refloor them. Some of them I didn't. And so this is their kitchen. So they have their little kitchen over here with their stuff. You know. And then in here is their living room. So it's just a tiny little area, you know, because it's kind of small. They're starting over. They didn't start over with much. They sold everything they had to be able to, you know, come here and get this. So this is like their little dining area. And then, you know, you go upstairs and this is like their just foyer area and their bathroom. So they have a bathroom over here. Doot, doot, doot. And this is Merlin's room. So this is the only area where they have a computer. Um, so they kind of have to, I mean, I guess I probably could have put one out in the hallway here, but whatever. So they kind of have to just use the computer. Merlin has to deal with the fact that, you know, he's got to deal with people using computer. You know, it's not nice just that son's trying to sleep, but, you know, so he's got all of his toys and stuff like that, and he's got a little reading nook over here. And he's got his void critter stuff. And, you know, he's got like his toys and his little sleeping area. And then over here is the master bedroom. So they've got their pretty bed and everything. And just a little area over here with bookshelf, a little couch, and then like an easel or whatnot. And then over here on this side, on the Underwolves side, you come in here. Whoa, he got glitchy. So they have their little living room kind of area here. They have a little bar so they can kind of have parties and stuff. And a little, it counts as a piano, but like I put it just because it was a little bit smaller, and it's a custom content for technically my history challenge. And then, you know, they got the little puppet theater. There's a bathroom over here. So this is a full bath. And like, oh, you're taking a bath in somebody else's tub, but that's okay. Whatever. We share things. And then you come in here, and then this is their kitchen. So just their little galley kitchen. You know, nothing. I wouldn't say nothing special. It's kind of cute, but, you know. And then in here is their, like, this is their dining area, and then this is also their kind of den. So they have bookshelves and, like, knickknacks up. They got a chess table with their mismatched hippie kind of chairs. I don't know if you can actually play chess with these chairs, but it just look really cute. And then, you know, they got their computer desk, and then they're just their little patio. And then they have, the Pendragons have just a little kind of a backyard and a little potty plant. And then the kids can come out here and play together. So there's a slip and slide, there's a climby thing, a jungle gym, monkey bars, and then there's this really cute pool out here they can all go swimming in. And then they've got their little side garden, so they can come out here and grill together. You know, watch the birds, sit out here and have some drinks. They got a drink tray. And what I think I need to do, instead of having this garbage can in this kitchen, I need to put it out here because actually, you know what? Let me just grab another one of these. Whatever. We'll make our money back. I'm just going to put this over here. I'm just going to put it there so we have a garbage can so I can throw away all these plates because these guys are kind of jerk-tastic and like... Okay, let's put this away in a fridge. So that's basically the tour. Oh, God, I didn't finish the tour of the house, did I? No, because we did not go upstairs, but that's okay. Let's go upstairs. So you go upstairs in their house. Let's put the walls up. Walls up. So you come upstairs, boop, and this is obviously their entryway. And I added stairs because the third floor was there, but it wasn't usable. It was just like attic space. So you can obviously tell that I added those because I didn't put the wallpaper up. But anyway, so this is the master bedroom. So you come in here and they've got like their little desk, not desk. This is the desk. They've got their couch that over here with a bookshelf, which has nothing on it because I got tired of decorating because it took me forever to do this. And you know, it's a typewriter, but and then their bed and everything like that. They've got their bathroom up here. So this is like a really big fancy bath. I want a bathtub that big. I really do. You could fit like 4 people in that. It's like a hot tub. But so that's their giant bathroom. And then this is Martin's room. So what is he doing? Why is he uncomfortable? Oh, he saw the monster. Hey, you have a... Oh, no, I didn't put it in there. Why don't you come here and try to talk to the monster? Talk to monster? Merlin's not going to have that problem because he's got a Kulala light. I totally forgot to put one in here for him. So, sorry, buddy. It's like, why are you being a jerk? Why are you trying to scare me? It's not cool. Talk. Yell at him. You yell at that monster and you tell him what for. No, don't wake everyone up. Just go yell at him. Buy a Void Critter booster pack. And what's this about Merlin? Chat. Yes, cool. We're totally going to pin that. He's like, you are not nice, Mr. Monster. Well, whatever. So here's me. Well, whatever. I'm gonna put the, because he's got all the toys and everything, because there is actually, you know, I've got my custom content, Kulalas and stuff like that, but I was gonna put a Kulala light up above his bed, but I didn't, so I forgot about that. So anyway, so that's his sleeping area. He's got his desk over here, which I forgot to put a computer on, so I'm gonna have to do that, because I totally, you know, whatever. He's got this that he can play with, and then he's got a little closet for the kids to play in, And then his toy section. And then if you go up onto the third floor, I was going to have this be a big kids play area, but he's got all of his toys downstairs. So for right now, it's a gym. And then I don't know what we're going to put over here. So we could put other kids stuff, but we didn't really need to because all of the kids stuff, I was going to put like all of this and all the toys and everything, but like this kid's bedroom is so freaking huge. Like you could fit 4 kids in here. So, you know. Oh my god, that's so cute. He's like, he goes over to her. Poor Valentina. She's like, and he's like, I'm going to come into the bathroom with you. And he's like, oh my god, why did you follow her? He's like, I wanted you to spray the monster under my bed. What is wrong with you, lady? What is wrong with you, strange woman? Where are my parents? Why don't you come down here? I'm going to get so confused with whose dad is who. I'm not even kidding. Like, I really am already confused. Ask your dad to spray the monster under the bed. I'm already confused with which kid belongs to which family and like who's who. Like, it's not even funny. Like, how bad? Because they all kind of like look alike. The kids both have like, we're at the same brown hair and like, I don't know, it's so funny, but. So yeah, we're going to ask him to go spray the monster under the bed. So, I mean, I know there really wasn't much going on in this part aside from kind of giving you an intro, but that is kind of it. So we are going to be mixing in different bits and pieces from different challenges, you know, might throw in different generations. We might try to do a restaurant. I don't really... Why is she taking a pregnancy test? No, no, you better not be pregnant, girlfriend. Is he going to go spray the monster? No, he's going to go get hot dogs. Somebody else made hot dogs again. Really? Oh my good God. Anyway. So that's kind of how that goes. And, you know, in future parts, we might, let's see, it's Monday. So maybe a couple parts from now when it's the weekend, we'll go visit the old folks. Actually, we should probably do that beforehand because they were getting, Guinevere and Sergio were getting pretty old. So we should probably do that in the next part. You know, after the kids get back from school, go over and visit their grandparents. I'm not too concerned about these guys. I will probably get them all jobs in something. And then Merlin and Martin, you know, we're kind of focusing on them because they're the next generation and they're going to bring in that end generation. But so I'm actually thinking too, obviously in the next part, I will try to remember to kind of like show you everybody's traits and all that stuff like that because we kind of are going a little over. I'm sorry, it was like kind of not very exciting of a part. I just kind of wanted to give you an introduction to the series and to the challenge. And if you want to get more backstory on all of these guys and everything, you can go watch the Kitchen Sink playlist and the Pendragon Legacy playlists. They Kitchen Sink has over 100 parts, so that's quite long. And then Pendragon, I'm not sure how many parts they have, but was 4 generations worth. So of normal lifespan up until this point. So yeah. Which I've got to remember, I think I have to change them to short lifespan because I think, yeah, I got short lifespan this because we can't do long lifespan because we got 13 generations to get through. But anyway, yeah, so we'll figure out like what we're going to do for each generation and like how we're going to, like goals and stuff that we're going to use for all of that. So he's like, Mom, the thing is grabbing your legs. Oh my God, so cute. But anyway, so yeah, I will see you guys next time. I hope you enjoy this, and I hope you like the combination of these two series and these two families together. And I will see you next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.